Tonight on your 5:30 news, the 4 victims identified in the Anaconda bar shooting. Tonight we hear from state leaders and confirm new details from officials. Plus, in tonight's Montana Ag Report, Jill Valley shows us how one organization in Ronan is helping Montanans turn homemade into homegrown business success.
From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 530 News.
Thank you for trusting MTN for your 530 News. I'm Anissa Coomer. First this evening. Our top story tonight, a manhunt is still underway for mass shooting suspect Michael Brown, who allegedly shot and killed 4 people in Anaconda bar Friday morning. Those victims have now been identified as 64-year-old Nancy Kelly, 59-year-old Daniel Bailey, 70-year-old David Leach, and 74-year-old Tony Palm, all Anaconda locals. This morning, Montana Attorney General Austin Knudsen held a press conference confirming that Brown fled the scene in a stolen truck, believed to be stocked with camping gear and clothes. Officials also confirmed the weapon used in the shooting was a rifle, and they believe Brown is still armed. Law enforcement says Brown was a regular at the Owl Bar where the shooting took place, and that he likely knew the victims, although no motive is known at this time.
We want to find this guy. This is a dangerous individual who has committed an absolutely heinous crime against this community and these victims.
Knudsen also announced a $7,500 reward for any information leading to Brown. He also urged the public to remain vigilant and to report anything suspicious immediately. Tonight, we're hearing from friends and family of the 4 victims killed in Friday's shooting. MTN's Cassidy Powers takes us to Anaconda, where the community is remembering the lives lost.
On Friday, August 1st, tragedy struck the town of Anaconda when a man walked into the Owl Bar on Washington and 3rd Street, opened fire, and shot and killed 4 people. In previous reports, we've spoken a lot about the alleged killer, Michael Brown, but who we haven't spoken a lot about yet is the 4 people who unexpectedly lost their lives.
It's just such a shock. The whole town is just heartbroken. We're just in shock.
If you were to walk a block down the street from the Owl Bar, you would see the JFK Bar, where Jill Rolls works as a bartender. Jill tells me she's known 64-year-old Nancy Loretta Kelly for 10 years.
I was with her the night before at I Throw Horseshoes, and her boyfriend was throwing against us. So she was here watching him play, just all outside having fun, chatting.
The next day, Nancy, along with 74-year-old Tony Wayne Palm, 70-year-old David Allen Leach, and 59-year-old Daniel Edwin Bailey were all shot and killed in a mass shooting. Jill tells me she doesn't know much about the other 3 victims.
I only knew Tony from coming in to the bar when I was bartending.
But Jill did know Nancy. She says Nancy was more than a friend.
She was an oncology nurse, and she helped take care of my dad when he had cancer. She explained everything to my mom and I very well to help us understand what he was going through.
Nancy wasn't just a friendly face to Jill.
She has a huge heart. She loves animals. Every animal loved her. She walked around town carrying bones for all the dogs. They all knew Nancy. She was just a great person, would do anything for anybody.
Other Anaconda locals I spoke with agreed with Jill. Nancy was known and loved by many. Even in the short time I was at the scene, several folks placed flowers and paid their respects to their 4 community members of Anaconda who lost their lives last Friday.
Oh, it's very tight-knit. Everybody knows everybody.
Jill tells me the entire town looking for justice.
It's crazy. Everybody wants to go out there, and they're mad because everybody loved Nancy so much, and they feel like he should be done the same thing to him. I hope they find him soon.
In Anaconda, Cassidy Powers, MTN News.
As the search continues, it's not just Anaconda feeling the impact. Just up the road at Georgetown Lake, campers and tourists are staying on high alert. MTN's Caroline Weiss reports.
As the search for the Anaconda shooting suspect enters its 3rd day, campers around Georgetown Lake remain on high alert.
You always have to have your guard up. You just don't know.
Andrea Dondero and Gary Blanton, retired firefighters from Virginia, have taken their RVs to a lot of places.
We've been cross country, back and forth with Canada and here a lot. You can't possibly see it all.
But this weekend, they ended up passing through Anaconda on a dark day for the town.
We were getting some groceries and someone said something about it. I overheard, and then I looked it up and I saw it and I was like, whoa, that's really
on our
traumatic.
path
Right.
of how we were
We're going to
made.
drive right through that.
Right.
And I felt horrible for him.
They continued on to Georgetown Lake.
We're used to city. I thought, oh, the roads will be blocked. The FBI will be there. I don't know. Helicopters search. But here it's so low key and there's limited resources.
But you could tell the town it's quiet.
They thought about their own safety as they camped near the search area where authorities continued to search for Michael Brown on Sunday.
I was uncomfortable to spend the night there because I knew they were still searching.
During their careers, they've seen plenty of tragedy.
We've seen a lot of issues, gunshot, we've seen it. We get called to that.
When you're in that world of firefighting or EMS, do you see it
A lot.
more than you think it happens? So I was really sad to hear local people that
Suffer
on
from
both sides of that. It was a real wrencher because of a well-liked man.
Now their thoughts are with the communities they've been passing through.
They're scared and they're mourning.
Right.
They've had a lot of loss in their community.
So we did not stop. We just drove. We had a destination to go up on Highway 1.
At Georgetown Lake, Caroline Weiss, MTN News.
Let's take a look at those weather headlines. You can expect some isolated chances of showers and thunderstorms, mainly along the High Line in southwestern Montana this evening. Otherwise, most areas will remain dry tonight, but we do have some more widespread showers and thunderstorms on the way, returning on Monday and Tuesday, and those temperatures returning to near seasonal average. Now, this is a look at your current temperatures into the 70s and the 80s, nice and warm outside. Taking a look at your lows tonight, you can expect those in the low to upper 50s with some partly cloudy skies, nice and cool, and again, some isolated chances of those showers and thunderstorms along the High Line. But tomorrow, expect some partly sunny to mostly sunny skies, and then towards the evening and the late afternoon, those widespread showers and thunderstorms are going to pop up. But here's a look at your Doppler radar. You can see most of those showers and thunderstorms making their way across the High Line and even in that Kalispell area, but most of the region will remain dry with those winds a little bit on the lighter side. We could see those wind gusts up to 20 to 25 miles per hour tonight.
Violence and loss have hit one Northern Cheyenne family again and again. Now they're speaking out and calling for change. MTN's Matt Carmack has their story.
It seems everyone on the Northern Cheyenne Reservation has a story.
There was the coroner that came in there. So we're not going to do an autopsy.
A story of loss, grief, death, or violence.
These stories need to be told.
But for one family from Busby, it isn't just one story, but many.
I feel like our family deserves some closure to it.
Candace Elkshoulder has lived in Busby her entire life, and just a few years ago, her life flipped upside down.
He was found dead June 21st, 2021, in a party house in Busby.
According to Candace, her son Chad Elkshoulder was murdered at 33 years old. She said he unfortunately fell into the same cycle many on the Northern Cheyenne Reservation do.
When you live on the reservation, especially with our younger ones, there's nothing to do here. There's really no encouragement to finish school, go to, and he kind of ran into that.
Chad isn't the only person Candace had to bury. Less than a year later, her son Joe died, and last year her nephew, Josiah Small, was murdered in Billings.
What that came down to was Cheyennes killing Cheyennes. It shouldn't be that way, we should all be trying to work together.
But now Candace and her family, after yet another death, are putting their heartbreak into action, organizing a meeting Friday highlighting violence on the reservation, following the unfortunate death of Candace's cousin, Thomas Rockroads III.
I just really felt strongly about this because Charlotte, his mom, is my aunt, and that was her only son.
I was so excited. I was 10, and I wanted a sibling so bad, and it was the best day of my life.
Lori Rose says Thomas's older sister remembers the day that he was born, the traumas in his life, and the day that he died in the hospital after he was jumped on the reservation.
For 12 years, we've watched my brother suffer from his brain injury, and it was just hard to see because that was our brother.
After all this heartbreak, the family is asking tribal leaders, the BIA, local law enforcement, and the community to put an end to the violence once and for all.
Look out for each other. I think it's going to take a community to watch out for each other. because it's very rampant here.
Just hear our plight right now on the reservation and, reach out to us.
In Lame Deer, Matt Carmack, MTN News.
From Montana's news leader, you're watching the MTN 530 News.
Welcome back to your 530 News. If you've ever dreamed of selling homemade pies, launching a food truck, or turning farm fresh produce into profit, you're not alone. In tonight's Montana Ag Report, MTN's Jill Valley takes us to Ronan, where one organization is helping people turn homegrown ideas into real-life businesses.
How's the week been for you? Couple bags of good food.
It's another lunch rush for the Groovy Blue Jay in Ronan, selling sandwiches on fresh baked bread and more from its popular food truck in the Mission Valley. Owners Ryan and Ashley Lawrence have experience in the food industry but needed a little business advice. And they got it from the Mission West Community Development Partners in Ronan.
So they were very vital. We had a lot of questions about how to get some local product, how to, find storage space, how to find all of these factors. And luckily they offered almost all of that, let alone, just contact information for vendors. They were kind of the hub of information. So just to find a place like that clean and, that well organized it was astounding, honestly.
The Mission West Community Development Partners helps people with business guidance, commercial kitchen space, and almost anything else they need for their value-added ag business ideas. Today, they're pitting flathead cherries.
Montana is an ag-driven state, and so we need to see ag economy grow. And this is a great way of doing that, showing that local producers can put their produce in a product that goes everywhere from Montana to the region to hopefully nationwide someday.
This is also where they make Montana marinara. That is served in Montana schools. It's part of a larger equation that supports Montana growers and gets locally sourced food out to the public.
Not only do we have a large processing facility that does hot fill or bottled and jarred products, but also fresh processes, but also in terms of services that Mission West provides as far as, business funding, technical advice, and that kind of stuff. So this is a very unique facility, but also a very unique production facility.
The organization has already delivered more than 11,000 hours of consulting, supporting 900 clients that come not just from the Mission Valley, but places like Bozeman and Helena, Havre even. This whole concept was actually ahead of its time.
Really grew out of some local growers that were wanting some assistance with adding value to their crops, getting new markets for their crops.
Anytime a grower or a farmer can have a home for an extra 2 tons of carrots or an extra ton of onions or something like that, that has real effect on not just them, but their local community.
It really opens up a lot of avenues, especially for fresh businesses, small businesses, anybody trying to get rolling, even home businesses or anything like that. It gives you a lot of opportunities that you couldn't get elsewhere.
So how is it working out for the Groovy Blue Jay?
We did win Best Sandwich in Lake County.
Well, so far, so good. In Ronan, Jill Valley, MTN News.
Storm Tracker weather starts now with Brianna Juneau.
Welcome back. Taking a look at your Great Falls Canuck iCam, we are seeing some mostly sunny skies this evening, and those current temperatures around 86 degrees. Some of those wind gusts up to 23 miles per hour. Other than that, not super busy of a day, especially in terms of showers and thunderstorms or lack thereof. Mostly those showers and thunderstorms will be around the High Line this evening. And sorry, the Opportunity Bank of Montana weather cam is broken, but you'd also see some mostly sunny skies. We have some more widespread showers and thunderstorms that will return for Monday and Tuesday for most of the area, with those temperatures remaining near to slightly below seasonal average. But here's a look at your current temperatures. Nice day today, into the 70s of the 80s, perfectly warm. I like this range of temperatures. I think it's not too hot, but it's just warm enough to enjoy that sunshine and enjoy those warm temperatures and weather. And you can thank this upper level pattern for that upper level ridge over the area, but there will be some short waves, which is why there's some isolated showers and thunderstorms as we head throughout Monday and Tuesday. More of those short waves will roll in, which will cool temperatures down slightly and also increase those chances of widespread showers and thunderstorms for Monday and Tuesday. A brief period of dry weather for Wednesday before more showers and thunderstorms pop up, but that's good because we do need the moisture. But speaking of severe thunderstorms, not a lot of severe thunderstorm action tonight, not really in the state, especially for this middle area where most of this area is going to remain dry. And again, those non-severe thunderstorms up along the Highline and even in southern portions of the state. But tomorrow you can expect some more isolated chances and coverage of those isolated thunderstorms to make their way through. Mostly we will see some high wind gusts and even some hail in some of those places if you do get caught in a severe thunderstorm. Other than that, tonight, expect a mainly dry night. There will still be some lingering showers, but for the most part, those showers and thunderstorms will stay up on that northern portion of the state. Partly cloudy skies tonight. And then as we hit Monday afternoon and evening, that's when most of those showers and thunderstorms, becoming a bit more widespread, will make its way from the southwestern portion of the state all the way up into the eastern portion of the state. And you can see just how much areas that system is going to hit. Most of that will most likely linger into Tuesday morning, as you can tell, but mainly in the form of those showers, and that will quickly move through for a drier day on Wednesday. But here's a look at your wind gust tracker. You can expect some of those wind gusts 20 to 30 miles per hour, dying down as we head into the overnight hours. But as we hit Monday, especially Monday evening, most of those winds are going to pop up. At first, a bit more widespread, 20 to 30 miles per hour in that region, but popping up first into that 30 to 40 mile per hour region for the Rocky Mountain Front and the eastern portion of the state. This will linger into Tuesday, and you can see most of that wind will stay over into that Rocky Mountain Front area as we hit Tuesday morning and Tuesday afternoon. But let's take a look at those temperatures. You can expect those temperatures tonight into the low to upper 50s with some partly cloudy skies, nice and cool. Again, some chances of showers and thunderstorms along the High Line, but tomorrow, that's when we're going to see the more widespread showers and thunderstorms hitting the forecast, mainly starting in the late afternoon and evening. But we will see some partly sunny to mostly sunny skies tomorrow, still nice and warm. Get outside and enjoy it before those evening showers and thunderstorms begin to roll in. But again, we need it. And throughout the week, you can expect those temperatures to mainly remain in the 80s until we hit Thursday and Friday, where brief cool down will dip those temperatures back into the 70s.